Okay, so we're here to rank the tier lists, or not rank the tier list. We're here to rank the servers of the Isle. They're all terrible. There's not a good one, but some of them are better than others, right?
Exactly. We
So
already tried to do this once, and
my power flickered.
power went out.
Power went
Yeah,
out. Like while we were on ranting about a server, we're gonna get to pretty quickly here.
we're like at the end. It sucked.
We were at the end of the rant. It was the last server that we were going over to, and my power flickered, and I had to reconfigure my entire BIOS. So that was cool. Um, all right, but we are going to start here with
Okay, wait. Should we? Okay, first of all, how are we like ranking this? We need to establish this.
how are we ranking this?
Yeah, because
What do you
like
mean?
we have a way that we're ranking this,
Yeah,
and it's based on like how much fun we've had on these servers.
yeah.
It's just sort of like how the amount of fun we've had and like how bullshit the rules are,
I agree.
basically.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Um, so you want to read out the servers, and then I'll put them up here. Sound good? I feel like that's how we
Yeah.
should do it. Okay, so
So
server one.
all official starts first.
All official? Okay, I have to speak for you, and I'm sure we share the same opinion. Official, every single server. I spelled that wrong, but every single server goes here. ST, right? That good? Is that good? Do we agree on that?
I think it's pretty obvious. Like
That it's like the
it
best
this
servers?
like the thing with official, it's just like that's just kind of our kind of like basis on a lot of our like arguments for these servers.
Just because it's the
We just
server
kind of
that's good?
yeah, it's just like official just feels like the most like balanced out and makes the most sense.
They have
It's
like
like
the rules that make sense, and they like don't have the rules that don't make sense. Like
yeah, exactly. It's
they
like
have like no water protection, which is great. I don't care if you're a Suko. If you're a Suko, then you can just fuck anybody up basically, except for
yeah,
like the
it's like
apexes and like
you kill
combos.
aloes. Like you don't need protection, dude.
Yeah. Another thing about this server, no body down. So like you can kill someone, eat, and then just immediately move on, which is nice. Because body
Yep.
down just the shittiest thing in existence, and I don't know why that exists ever.
Yep.
No mix packing. That's one rule that should like be on every server, unless it's like an explicitly says it's an anarchy server. That should be the only server that doesn't have it. But every other
Which we
server that
will
has
go
mix
over
packing,
later.
every other server that has mix packing should just like actually fuck off. Um, so I think that
And
places
then
official here because
and then pack limits, of course, like
pack
and no
limits.
cheating,
Yeah, exactly. I
no
definitely.
gamma hacks, obviously.
Yeah, it's some bullshit. Exactly.
It's like officials just the best because like you don't have admins like dogging on you over everything. There's no non-survival dinosaurs that you have to like pay for on their Discord server.
Exactly.
You just get their complete dinosaurs that are built for survival, and that's what you get.
One thing that we'll go over later, obviously, but this is like my favorite thing is it's actually not my favorite thing. I fucking hate it, but whenever servers try to squeeze out every bit of profit they can from this $20 fucking game, and that's just like, oh, we're gonna take something that the devs created that we had no business taking at all, and what we're gonna do is since they're not playable to everyone yet, unless you have an admin power, we're gonna make it so people have to pay actual money that they worked for just so they can play as it for like once, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
The only
It's
exception to that
like
rule
it's
is
just
like
so scummy.
I feel like the only exception is if the server has that, but they also have a way like if there's playtime on the server and you can rack up points in the Discord server and then do that, that's like the only exception I feel like is if you can earn points and get them some other way without having to pay money and just making it
Exactly.
like that thing. Same with grows. If you have to pay for grows, that's stupid, but if you can still earn points, I guess that makes more sense, right?
Yeah, it's like what's the point of being rewarded like growing your like triceratops if you just pay for it? It's like what did you gain out of that? It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, I'd rather fucking pay for. Actually, no, I wouldn't rather pay for it. I'd rather just like play the server and then get points and then use the points that I got from playing on the server to grow something that I don't want to grow, like
Exactly.
a Trex, a Trex, a T Rex, a Giga, maybe buy an Acro. Those things are pretty based. Fucking shit like that.
Yeah. The last thing on official for me, there's alt turn enabled.
Altern,
So
exactly. That's like another thing that I don't know why every server doesn't have that. It's just so good. Like it like negates every single person who says, "Quit tail riding, you Utah Raptor pussy." Like it just kind of negates all of that.
yeah, it's like it's like everyone's like, oh, but it breaks the role play. It's like, so you
Role
telling
playing.
me that like you like role playing as an idiot that can't turn around to attack something? Have fun.
You're telling me that you role play this game in the first place? Like actually, dude, like fuck out of here.
Honestly, yeah. It's like I don't know why you would want the disadvantage of not being able to turn in place. Just complete retardation.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so that moves on to the next server, which is New Beginnings.
Yep.
A lot of mixed feelings about this server. A
It's like
lot.
it's like our first server like
This
we've
is the
ever gone on.
server we first ever played on, and it's also the server that me and Brennan ranted about for about 40, like not 30, like we'll say 15 minutes. We ranted about this server, and then my power cut out, and I had to reflash my BIOS and everything. But so
The reason why
should we go over the goods and the bads, or should we just go out and the reason like the reasons we hate it, and then just like
All right, so the reason why we have so much to say on this server is because it's the one we've played the most on,
not counting
so we have
official,
the most to say.
not counting
Yeah,
official.
exactly.
Yeah, it's this first
So it's
server
like
we
we have
played
the
on.
most to say.
First server we played on, where most of our not most of our hours are gone. Like I'd say like a good chunk of our hours have gone. We've like, obviously expanded our like things because we've kind of realized the bullshittery that we're about to get to. Um, but this server has the worst admins I have ever seen in my entire life on any server of any game I have ever played. It is the only server
Unironic.
where the admins will only force a rule on you if you break it in front of them and it somehow affects them. I have broken a lot of rules on that server, and I've never gotten banned unless it somehow affected the admin. Like one time, I was a fucking like a juvie Rex or something, because I was like trying to grow one or whatever, and I was like, huh, what's funny? And like I just started the server, and I guess you can't kill people who are nesting on that server, which I guess is. I mean, that's like every server, I guess, even though it shouldn't be, because nesting should make the game more difficult because that you're kind of taking a risk about sitting in one spot to raise your young. I feel like that
Exactly.
net like being safe when nesting, first of all, that's something that shouldn't exist at all. That's kind of
Exactly.
bullshit. Also, I'm gonna bring
Like
up the
that's not
nesting.
how real life works, dude. Like if you're sitting on a nest,
If you're
like
gonna
you're
complain about role
oh,
playing, you're gonna complain about role playing. You should complain about how yeah, if you're nesting, nothing can attack you. Like that's so bullshit. It should be if you're nesting, that should open you up. And like I feel like at the very least with these servers that have all the rules, at the very fucking least, you should at least have to three call and they have to fight you or leave. At the very least. It
yeah.
shouldn't be, oh, I have nesting protection. You can eat my asshole. Like that's just so dumb. Like and
It's like
I like again back to the rule that I broke, and then the admin only acted on it because I was a Rex and I killed one of the baby Triceratops that it was raising, and it just like it didn't even come after me. This fucking like loser was so like lazy to come after a juvie Rex as a full-grown Triceratops that they just typed in the console /kill whatever the fuck my name was and killed me. And they didn't even warn me. They did warn me, but they didn't ban me or kick me. They just killed me. Like it's just like why? And then so many times
they
through
even know about the rule. It's like
yeah,
okay, like no warning, thanks.
yeah, and it's so many times too that we've been like playing on that server and we've been rule broken on and nothing has been dealt about it. Like this was before we realized it's funny to rule break, I guess.
Yeah, this is
But
like back when we were good boys and like actually follow the rules. We
yeah,
eventually just kind of got jaded and just realized that no, the rules can't protect you in this game.
that this
You
this is
just
the
need
server
to
that we learned that on too. Is that this
yeah.
server the rules don't protect you no matter what. It's just like a lifeline for you if you're just a salty little bitch. Like that's kind of all it
Let's
is.
just like discuss some of the terrible rules. Like we like learned about one recently. It's like if you don't land a bite on someone in 7 minutes, like the fight's over, and then they get 15 minutes to heal.
Yeah, it's so like that makes zero sense because it affects especially people like who play like Dilophosaurus and stuff. Because if you're a Dilophosaurus, right, it takes time because you do a lot of bleed but not so much damage, and especially when you're fighting something big, you have to hit them and then run away into the woods and catch them off guard, and like wait for them to like lower their guard again, and then you can go in and bleed them out slowly,
Especially if there's like a 1v1. If it's like Dilo versus Rex 1v1, like you can't just rush in.
which we've actually had
Like
success
you
in
need
too.
time.
Yeah, like
Another thing is like there's no body encampment, so it's like you can't like what it was like. you can't like be around someone and not attack them.
Yeah,
Like that's like
yeah,
camping. It's like no, dude. Like I'm waiting for the opportunity to attack you. Like I can like if you don't want me around you, just come at me.
yeah. Um, we also have a story too, Brent, if you want to go over that about body encampment and people being bitches on this server. If you want to go over that too, just so we can like go over this server, because this server is probably gonna be the one that we're on about the longest, just because of how much playtime we have and how many stories and stuff.
Yeah. So we have a friend that used to play on it with us, and he was with a Dilo pack, and they were nesting near the lake, and this Rex just shows up. And they're like watching the Rex from a distance because they got a fucking nest nearby. They can't just like just oh whatever. It's just a Rex. Can't it'll just be okay. Yeah, they're like watching. They're waiting till night to attack it, and it's like, dude, he's like this fucking pussy. He's just like, oh, the admin help. The Dilos, they're encamping me here. I can't move. It's like, what, dude? Just like go. Why are
Yeah,
you so freaked out?
and then the admins, I guess, because of his like sheer bitching, it's the only time I've ever seen an admin actually give in to any form of like, it wasn't even a rule break. It was just any form of like someone telling you to do something. And this guy finally got the admin's attention, and he said, "All right, you can go, Dilos. You can follow him, but you can't like encamp him up against the wall like you were." And so
Yeah,
he said,
they
"Okay."
told him
So
like get back.
yeah,
It's
so
like,
he walked away, and they followed him so they could hunt him down
and,
and
and
kill
then
him.
and then the Rex is like, so Dialers, you gonna fight me? Huh? You gonna fight me? Like after like their whole like strategy was like destroyed by the admin, and then like they eventually fight, and like this like one juvie Dilo out and like a mile away, two calls, the Rex two
Not even
calls.
associated with their group.
Yeah, not even associated with us. It's like two calls, and then like the Rex two calls, and he's like, "All right, Dilos, the fight's over. I two called."
Yeah, and
It's like what?
that's a pretty annoying story. Also the player base on there, they aren't intelligent at all, and they don't know how to actually play the game how it's meant to be played. Because this one
They've never
story I
played
had,
official.
they've never played
I can
official.
guarantee you. I can
Yeah,
guarantee they've never played on official. They
yeah,
just get
exactly.
wrecked.
But one of the things that happened to me, was I was a Dilo, and there was a Giga that showed up. It was either a Giga or a Rex, I can't remember, but it was like a full grown, maybe like just a big sub. I can't remember, but we were bleeding it out slowly, and the guy gave up, and he said, "All right, guys, you can kill me." He was being like he was like, "All right, whatever." He knew he had literally no chance against us, and he laid down. And while he laid down, me and one other person were sitting there continuously biting him, just so like we could like keep getting his bleed as high as possible and his health as low as possible. And this one guy decides to run in for a bite, and it's either me or the other guy bites him on accident because he ran in. And when he got bit, Dum Dum decided to lay down right in front of the this Rex, this apex predator. And while he's dying, and this guy, I don't even know if he's big brain or if he just knows the rules, but this guy doing what he's supposed to do, stands up and then just one shots our Dilo, and that ends the fight because of body down. Like they have the
Yeah.
strictest body down, and that ends the entire fight if one of your little like retarded stragglers like loses. That's just the end.
We weren't even allowed to three call because like the admin's like, oh, he needs 15 minutes to heal. You
Yeah,
can't three call.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Even though
exactly.
there's like six of you left versus this dying sub Rex. It's like, oh, what?
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. We can't even eat from the body either because they're like he gets to eat the body because he's low on health, even though like it just makes no sense. This server is just so awful with all of their rules.
All right.
Um,
So where would you place New Beginnings?
Me personally, I'd put it at like a C, a C because there's a specific server that we have on the list that no matter how bad New Beginnings is, and no matter how bad some of the other servers are going to be, it can't compare to the one that's going to be in the D tier. There's like one server. We'll have to wait for that one though. But so that's actually coming. The server actually that we're discussing is going to come up next. So I personally would put it at like a C. How about you?
Yeah, New Beginnings is just like we've had some good times on it, but it's like overall just wait. The rules are too strict. The admins are just too bitchy. There's just no way you can
The
have a
player
lot of
base is
fun
too
on that.
bitchy. There's no like they make the game no fun.
Yeah, they just cry to admin anytime like anything happens. Like, okay, dude.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put this at a C then. New beginnings. All right. So next server.
Now, I'm sure a
Isle
lot of you are wondering. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, like, what could possibly be worse than New Beginnings? Like,
or
you
what could
just described
possibly
New
be
Beginnings like
worse?
hell on Earth.
Yeah, we did.
Well, there's a true hell.
Yeah, and this is called the Isle of Forgotten Time. Is that what it's called? Isle of Forgotten Time,
Yes,
IOFT. This
most
goes
people know it as IOFT.
Yeah, most people. Yeah, I'm gonna put it down here in the low, in like the low, like almost off screen because that's where it deserves. If there was an F on this list, it would be in the F, and New Beginnings would probably be at a D. But since there's no F, it has to be at the lowest possible thing. And there's not a single server on this list that is even some like close. It's not even close to this actual like anomaly. Like nothing compares to it. It's insane actually how bad the server is with.
But how bad can it be? Like, what's so bad about it? I'm sure you're wondering.
So one thing about this server is if you don't know, it's a sandbox server, right? And a sandbox server, you can be any dinosaur you want with free of charge. You can be anything, and you can spawn in full adult, sub, juvie if you want to be a juvie for whatever fucking reason. You can be whatever you want in the entire game. Like the heart like whatever you want you can do pretty much. Um, and for some reason, this server has like there is zero loss associated with the server. So why would we care about the rules? I don't know, but let's make the rules as strict as possible so that it completely makes the sandbox server so unfun. Like, for example, let's say you're on here, right? For some reason, there's body down, even though it's a server that should, in my opinion, be associated with PvP, being as there is
Yeah.
like nothing. Like there is no one. Like there can be 100 Rexes, right? But if one of them dies, every single fight on the entire map basically stops, and everyone has to eat from the body. For whatever
Yeah,
reason, that's an actual thing.
it's like body down, but it's area of effect. So everyone at like a certain lake has to stop fighting, and they all have to eat this body before they can continue.
Yeah, before they continue any fight at all, because what the admins will say is, guys, there's food down, there's no need to fight. For some reason, there's no need to fight if there's already food. Even though
And
you're a
now,
fucking dinosaur. You are a fucking dinosaur, and you can't fight because there's another dead dinosaur.
I'm sure a lot of people were taught, oh well, just go on a deathmatch server. It's like it doesn't really matter. This is a sandbox server. You can respawn whenever you want. Like, you can do whatever you want on here. Like, why is there even a on the server?
This is the only server too that's actually on a real map that isn't like that dev test map. That still is a
Yeah.
sandbox server, and that's what makes it unique. And that's why I used to play on it quite a bit, even though if the rules are so shit, because it's like it's so strange that nobody's thought of an idea to be like, hey, what if we just make a server that's completely free of rules, except for like maybe mix packing, which is the only rule that should fucking exist at this point, excluding mix packing, and you can just do whatever you want. You can, so people can like PvP and get better at the game. But for some reason that doesn't
That
exist. I
that's why IoT is just so frustrating. It's like it could be a really cool server, but it just all these rules just bog it down, and the admins can't take a joke. They will not let anything slide. The players will not let anything slide. That they're like really like coddled on that server. It's really bad.
it's very very bad.
Like there's literally alt turn, but people don't know how to alt turn on that server. It's incredible.
Yeah, I was on that server one time when I spawned as a Rex, and I
Oh,
was
you were an
not Rex. Sorry,
acro
I was an acro. That's what it was. I don't know why I said Rex. I was an acro, and I was like 1v2ing two Rexes. Um,
because they just didn't know how to turn
like
around.
alt turning stupid, and obviously you can get rid of this as long as there's alt turn. There wouldn't be any tail riding no matter what if there was alt turn, and there was alt turn. And these guys didn't know what alt turn was because they've been babied on servers like New Beginnings and shit like that. So they have no clue how to actually play the game for what it is. And
Yeah.
I was tail riding them because hey, it's gonna if these guys seriously don't know a way to around this, if these guys seriously don't know the biggest cheat in the game, not even a cheat, it's like an actual mechanic, then that's on them.
Like blocking in a fighting game. It's like they don't know how to block in a fighting game.
Yeah, exactly. They just keep trying to hit the XXX combo, and it's not working out for them. And so I tail rode one of the Rex and killed him, and the other one decided to three call me off. So I'm like, okay, I don't really care. I can just respawn as a new acro if I die. I was at port, by the way, and all the Utahs too were like just sitting there like watching the fight because there were like 100 there for some reason on like the little rooftops watching. And so I started fighting the Rex, And then I got behind him and just tail rode him and killed him. And then they got mad in chat, screaming, "Oh, dude, you're tail riding. You're like not making this game any fun. You're ruining the game." Like shit like that. And I was like, "Okay, well, go fucking cry about it, nerd. You don't know how to actually play the game. Like, sorry." Uh,
Yeah.
Another reason I got a temporary ban. It was a 2 week temporary ban because I spawned on the beach and there was a Dilo there, and he walked up to me and two called. And I like looked down at him. I was like, I think I was an acro too. I looked down at him and then I just killed him because why the fuck not? It was hilarious. And right as I killed him, another one walked up and started eating from the body. And I said, "Fuck you! This is my body," and I killed that one. And then two more showed up and started eating, and then I killed both of them. And they just kept on multiplying until there were like 20 dead bodies on the beach. And you're like, "Oh, you're being so mean. Why aren't you letting them eat from your bodies?" It's like, no, if I'm not gonna let them eat from my bodies because I was the one who killed them. Like, it's not your fucking food, it's mine, right?
Exactly.
So there were like 20 dead bodies, and then somebody in chat said, "Acro's killing on sight every single person at the beach." And then I instantly got a 2 week ban because, oh, you're killing
Or
everyone on the
defending your
beach.
food.
Yeah, for defending my food that I fucking worked for. And I mean, to be honest, even if I didn't get in trouble, I probably would have just left the bodies without even eating from it because I don't want to sit on 20 fucking bodies. But like, it's still, it's like so stupid that that's an actual rule that you have to share food because that just kind of like makes no sense in a game about survival.
All right,
Like,
last point. Last point. The one thing that's very interesting about IOFT, it's like sort of the only server that I know of that's generally disliked among the community. Like you can go to like YouTube channels of people playing the IL, and like every once in a while you'll just see someone say like, "Oh, of course this is an IOFT. That server sucks." Like so many people know the server and just hate it.
I um I actually oh wow, an admin actually responded to one of my one of my things on noobs. That's cool.
Nice.
Um, I'll get to that in a minute. But wait, what? All right. But basically what happened was we're talking. Oh, I was on YouTube one day, and I think you actually sent me the video. It was some guy who literally speed ran a ban on IOFT, and he was banned in like 25 seconds. It was 25 seconds he got banned. He didn't put a he wasn't racist. He wasn't being homophobic. He wasn't saying anything bad. He wasn't doing any like breaking rules. He just went in chat and started typing everything in caps in like capital lettering, and he got fucking perma banned. Like it's kind of insane.
Like there's multiple YouTubers that just like they'll just play on that server just for a YouTube video and they'll just get banned at the end of the video like all the time. It's just like how is this possible?
Yeah, how can a server be that bad? Like actually, it's kind of absurd. Um, all right, next server on the list after IoT is Hunting Grounds. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this because people don't actually know we're gonna put it unlike the other ones, right? So IoT
Yeah.
is automatically down here. S tier is automatically official, even though the devs are fucking shitheads. But like, I mean, whatever. Um, uh,
Yeah.
but
Okay, bro. Okay.
yeah, but so Hunting Grounds, one of the few servers that isn't owned by the developers that is actually good.
Like unironically kind of a based server for some reason.
For some reason, it's actually good. Like I don't know what the reason is behind it, but it's actually a good server.
So like
Because the rules aren't obnoxiously like strict. There's body down, which again, that's like my least favorite rule in the entire game, and I don't care what server I'm on. And good thing I'm covering up my Steam ID, but I will break no matter what server I am on. I will actually break every single body down rule, no matter the server. I don't care who you are. I don't care what server it is. I'm going to break the server. I'm going to
yeah,
break
same.
that rule in particular. That exact rule I will break no matter what because it just makes no sense. Like I'm not going to sit on some like dead giga body whenever I'm like a little dilo for like an hour just waiting for it to fucking spawn.
Yeah, it's
And
like that's just preventing you from playing the game. You're
that
just sitting there.
that
That's just a
server's
punishment.
that server is lenient though when it comes to body down. Like there's like
I
a
think
body tether, I think is what it's called, right?
here. Can I explain this one?
Yeah, you can explain it.
All right. So I think Hunting Grounds, out of all the servers, has the best possible body down rule possible.
That yeah.
So basically, if you're hunting something, like let's just say like you are like two Carnos and you're hunting like three Dialos or something. Like if you're instigating the hunt against these Dialos, like and you kill one of these Dialos, that's body down. You win the fight. You get that Dialo body to eat. But for the Dialos, they have to kill all of the Carnos to win because they're defending themselves.
Yep.
So they can't. They don't. They the fight doesn't end until either one of those Dialos die or all those Carnos get killed.
Yep. I like that. I am like a really big fan of I hate body down, and the only exception to body down, I guess, would be like it's not even body down, it's just like if you have body down, at least make it to where if one person dies, the fight doesn't stop. It's either the entire pack or until they all run away and actually retreat. That should
Yeah,
be
it's
like the only reason.
like hunting grounds just makes sense because it's just like, oh, you don't need to slaughter everyone you're hunting. You just need to get your one kill, and then they can run away.
If they want to, or they can keep fighting, which is good. Which if they're actually like hopefully like people that are like normal, then they will, right? Like
Yeah.
so hopefully that is the case with that. Um, any other things to say about hunting grounds other than it just being kind of like
Okay.
a
Hunting grounds, like so, hunting grounds is owned by Sticky Utah, and he does like a bunch of YouTube videos for like PvP and stuff. And because of that, it feels like hunting grounds is the server you go to PvP,
it's
like
like
in a survival server.
it's the only server we've actually played on where we've had actual difficulty like PvPing because the people actually know how to play
Yeah.
on that server. They actually know how to
Yes.
PvP and they weren't babied on servers like New Beginnings or IOFT. They actually know how to
Like
PvP. They actually like strategize and aren't just fucking dumbasses. Like they're actually
yeah,
like
like
somewhat intelligent. Like it's kind of
it's
amazing.
like I would say like hunting grounds players, they're like official players, except like slightly nicer.
Yeah. They're
Like
like
like even the admins like to PvP with people.
yeah, I
I
remember
do not on other servers.
I remember I was on that server one time, and like I'm pretty sure Noah was on there too, and like you guys were both full-grown Rexes or whatever, and you guys are both bored of playing. You guys are like, I don't want to play as a Rex anymore. I think we actually ended up being Sukos after the fact, right?
Yeah.
Um, I like said, hey man, like I'm kind of bored as shit. Like my friends don't want to be like Rexes anymore. Can you just like teleport us all to one place together, and then you just let them fight to the death, and then you can just slay the other whoever wins or whatever. And like you can watch the fight, and if you want, you can also despawn the bodies if you're even able to do that. He's like, I don't know if I can despawn the bodies, but I don't really care. That sounds fun to watch. So I'm like, oh fuck, okay, yeah. And then like he actually like teleported us all to a single place and let them two fight it out, and which was actually kind of interesting to watch. And then after that, he just slayed it, and then we were all sukkos, and we were fine because the admins are actual like they aren't like retards. They're not assholes. Like they're actually
They're
like
actually nice. They actually do their job.
yeah. It's kind of amazing to see that on this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like some of the
Hunting
rules they
grounds
may
are
be
like
defending are
hunting grounds was like one of the last servers that like really did events also.
yeah. Like I don't know why servers stopped that. That was one good thing about New Beginnings was that their events that they would occasionally do. It was like
Yeah.
the one like where they'd have bounty hunts where if you killed them they'd give you points in their Discord server. That was really cool.
Yeah. Those are awesome.
Those are so cool, but for some reason they just decided to stop it, which I'm assuming is because the admins are just too fucking lazy. Even though they're sitting on their
Exactly.
ass administrating a dinosaur game that they paid $20 for and they're not even getting paid for. And they're just sitting there like role playing as their little herbivores, like for whatever fucking
Yeah.
reason.
It's a real shame. So
It is.
hunting grounds. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking A tier at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah. A tier.
A tier. I'm gonna give it a high A tier. Does that sound good? A
It's a
high?
high A tier. It's almost
Yeah,
S tier.
almost S tier. You know,
The only reason it's not S tier is because I don't know. Like there's still like rules to it, and it's just like there's just things that will get in the way of
but
playing the game.
yeah, that's just like the only server that's actually like good. That's also not like an official server or just a pure anarchy server.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next we got Isla Nicta, right? I would
Yeah.
say Isla Nicta. I actually have
So
no experience playing on the server at all. Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
have no experience playing this at all. Yeah, you can do it.
I'll make it short. So Isla Naita is like this semi-realism server. So they take like this role play thing really seriously. So it's like kind of already cringe.
Oh yeah. Oh fucking
So
Christ. Fucking
so
furries.
one thing that's like really dumb about Naita is that's like her like the so like hadrosaurs like Myosaur and Parasaurolophus can't be with like ceratopsians like Diablo and Trike. So they have to like fight for territory and shit.
Yeah. That.
And it's just like
Hmm.
it's like why can't these herbivores just like coexist like on this server? Like
It's
what
every
is their
other
fate?
server. Every other server. Even the fucking like anarchy servers, I feel like they even coexist. Like,
Yeah, of course.
because it's like they're not gaining anything by hating each other. All they're gaining
Yeah,
is less
exactly.
protection. And even then,
Yeah, I know. It's like
the dinosaurs that they are like saying can't like coexist together are like so far off from each other's like PvP like actual fair fight, like where the dinosaurs that they have to fight are so much stronger than them that they just have zero
yeah,
chance no matter what. So they just run because they can't do anything.
exactly. So, but that's not like the dumb part about Nike. The dumb part's the fear list.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
The fear list is the stupidest rule I have ever seen implemented. Actually, maybe not the stupidest because there's body down, but
Yeah.
so the fearless is
Even
just
that's
like
worse.
the fearless is just like, oh, you may be like the greatest Utah raptor known to man. Like you kill like Rexes and Gigas
You're
constantly.
like a sticky Utah pretty much.
Yeah, you're just sticky Utah. But if you go on Isla Nita, you're afraid of T Rexes, so you have to run away from it no matter what. There's
Yeah.
no going around that. You're not allowed to fight it, or else you get in trouble for it
You get in actual trouble if
for
you try.
deciding a fight.
Yeah, if you try to choose a fight, then that's like with a dinosaur that's so far above you, you just can't because you have to like I guess fear roleplay it.
Yeah,
Like that makes no fucking sense at all. That is the most bullshit thing of all because that just makes all like because like the dinosaurs that are like little, they're all little for a reason and they have their own good things like speed or like stealth or night vision or like they can jump
bleed.
and that's all like a good point. But if there's like if you can't use those to your advantage when being tiny to fight big things, which is like the most satisfying thing is whenever you're like a Utah and you kill something massive, then like what the fuck is even the point of playing little things when you could all just beat Rexes and all just fight?
Yeah, it's like one of the big things for Serato is that it's got a great turn rate, so it can slap Rex's asses
Ceratos are also
sometimes.
my favorite dinosaur in the entire game.
Mine
Uh,
too, because they're just based.
they're like the most balanced. They are like the quickest to grow. They have so much strength. They have pretty decent speed and stamina too. And people are like, "Oh, but what about the Carnos?" Like, no, no, no. They're fucking better than Carnos. I've fucking like we've like won like 2v3 Carnos as Ceratos and killed them. And the funny thing
Yeah,
too is we were Juvie Ceratos because the funny thing about Cerato is they're so good as juvies, as juveniles, that you can be a full-grown juvenile Cerato, and you can like actually 1v1 like full-grown uh
Dilos.
yeah, Dilos and Carnos. You could like 1v1 Carnos and kill them. That's what we did. It was like me and Brennan, we were both juvenile Carnos and we were up against two full-grown Carnos. And they come up to us trying to like fuck with us because we're like look small and we instantly killed the first one and then we kept biting the second one and then he tried running away and we just chased after it until he bled out.
Yeah,
Like it's just they're just so good. And like if you want just to like be like kind of a flex and be like an asshole, you can just stay as juvenile and not grow. Like we've done that before. Just stay as a juvie because they're just hilarious and you can fuck shit up still. Like you don't even need to grow
yeah,
a Cerato. Like a juvenile Cerato could be like its own like little like low tier dinosaur if it wanted to.
yeah.
It's kind of
All
great.
right, so Isla Nocta, I'm thinking it's like kind of C tier. It's just
See,
kind of like boring,
I'm gonna give it.
like not loud,
I'm gonna give that to you just because I don't really know much about the server. Isla Nika,
really
all right.
boring.
It may be bad too, but it can't compare to IOFT. You just gotta remember that nothing
Nope,
can compare.
impossible. Can't get worse than that.
Yeah, nothing can get worse. Yeah, exactly. All right. Next, we have noobs. The server that I was actually that we were just on playing like about like 30 minutes ago.
Yep.
Um, and here's one.
Um,
Also, one of the only servers too where the admins actually help you.
that true?
Yeah, that is true. So I remember how I said I got a response, right? Um, this game has like those big glitches or whatever, like where if you there's like rubber banding a lot. No matter your ping, it's just either a server issue or like a game issue. But you'll rubber band off of a cliff and get stuck halfway down the cliff and you can't do anything. And I like reached out to an admin and it took them a bit to respond, but they actually responded and they said they can't teleport me out of the spot, but they gave me like 10,000 fucking like noob points, I guess, whatever the fuck they're called. And I don't even know if that buys me anything, but whatever, I guess. I got at least they gave me something rather than nothing, like honestly, and at least they reached out kind of.
Dude, my experience with noobs admins is I don't do shit. Like
Really?
ever. They don't
Okay.
do shit. So I remember one time I killed a galley as a Dilo. I'm starting to notice a trend here. It seems like a lot of our problems when we play Dilo, kind of funny.
Yeah, because every
Um,
server just like all the rules on every server just kind of like destroy Dilo's like playability.
yeah, it's like viability. No, you can't play Dilo. But I killed a galley. I was sitting on the body for once in my fucking life,
The one time we
and
actually like listened to body down rules.
yeah, I'm just sitting there on my body, just peacefully, and this motherfucking Shant, just walks up, looks down directly at me for 5 whole seconds, and then stomps me. So I'm like, no, I'm not letting you get away with that. Fuck you. I'm getting my dial back, and you're gonna get fucking banned, fucker. And
Yeah.
like, I like put in a ticket. Nothing happens. I had like video proof and everything, and the admins never got back to me. I'm like, what? What is the point?
Yeah, what is the actual point? Like there's no reason. Like okay, here's a good thing too about noobs is like they have they have mixed packing which I don't like, and they also have rules that also are kind of weird. But the admins don't like actually do so little that it's almost like an anarchy server. So like when me and Brendan play on that server,
Yeah,
any rule that we don't agree with, like body down or like the fight stops when a body drops or something like that, we don't that doesn't apply to us. We fucking kill anything and everything we want, and like
yeah,
that's like one of the only servers too, like where we'll play as a Maya or a Diablo, and
yes.
we'll like go looking
Hunt
around,
them.
and then we'll just murder fucking carnivores because why not? Like just because we
Yeah,
can get away with it and because it's actually
like
fun.
the noobs admins are so lazy that if you are like, yo, admin, like I'm literally watching someone rule break in front of my face, dude, just teleports me and check it out. The admin will just type into the fucking global chat. If you think a rule break happened, submit a ticket. Lol, and then nothing happened.
Yeah,
Nothing happens.
exactly. They do actually nothing. So that's the server we play on to break the rules. And that's also another reason why I'm hiding my name, just because they could ban me for like literally hundreds of counts of like rule break. Like every single server except for official is like the only server we could get banned from because we broke so many rules. Because official, like whenever it comes to me and Brendan when we play, the only rules we follow are the rules that are set in stone by the game's developers that are unofficial. Those are the only rules that
Yes,
actually apply to us. We don't care your server. We don't care how good your rules are unless it's an anarchy server. We're the only rules that we're gonna follow are the official rules. And if it's an anarchy server, then we're gonna break whatever the fuck we want.
exactly. So, but so because like noobs is like so like lenient on rule breaks, I think it's like higher than a lot of others
Yeah, it's
because
actually
just
because
like
it's the like enjoyability we get out of it. We
yeah,
actually
but
get more
like
in,
but the problem is that it's like there's still like mix packing,
which
like
is kind of
carnivore mix
bullshit.
packing. So it's just like what the fuck, like carnivores don't need a mix pack, all right, because they're already so strong as like their singular self. They don't need anyone else's help.
Yeah, here's another weird thing too, right? It's like whenever it comes to carnivore mix packing on noobs in particular, me and you are just like, you know what? We said we're gonna follow these official rules and we're gonna follow them. So me and you go on there and like never mix pack. That's like the
Exactly.
we like follow a rule that doesn't even exist on that server just because why not? Because carnivore mix packing
And
is
we
just not
still
fun.
win.
It's not fun. It's like not fun at all because if you're mix packing, then you're gonna have like these little fucking baiters, these little runts that actually do nothing. They're gonna be like Utah Raptors or Dallas, just gonna keep spamming one calls until you show up, and then there's gonna be an acro there to fuck you up, which isn't fun. And then also, if you're in a big group, like a big mix pack group, someone's always going to be hungry, so you're always going to be dying of hunger. And like, so
Yeah.
it's better honestly to just be as like a duo dialo on that
And you're like
server and just kill
talking in
things.
global chat constantly, so you can't sneak up on anyone.
Yeah.
You just kind of sit around at like Twin Lakes eating AI or any poor bastard that just happens to see what's happening. That you just, for whatever reason, you just decide, no, I don't want this person in our mix pack. Let's kill them.
Yep. Which I love doing. We'll always something that we'll always do just to fuck with the people who mix back on the server is we'll like bait them in, be like, hey man, yeah, we're friendly, we're friendly. They come over to us and we eat them, which is 'cause easy food. I mean, they fell for it. They should be fucking. They shouldn't be so stupid, right? Like that's on them.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, noobs. I'm gonna place. In my opinion, I think it should be B. How about you? Because it's better than
Yeah.
these three.
It's like there's problems with it, but it's more fun
Yeah.
than New Beginnings.
Yeah. Exactly. I think there's only gonna be like one or two other servers that could be higher than a B on the server too. Like, so this will be. We'll say. Yeah. Okay. This will be noobs. Okay. Right here.
Okay. All
It'll
right.
be like a B. I don't even know if it's a high B. It's just a B, I guess. It's not even a high B. Okay. All right. Next, we have Isla Nublar.
All
Isla
right.
Nublar.
So Isla Nublar. Okay, so first of all, admins on Isla Nublar, they're basically New Beginnings admins. They're really strict, really bitchy all the
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
They will ban you for everything.
They will ban you for anything that they can get their hands on because their days are so boring that if you minor rule break, they'll permaban you just for the fucking thrill. And that's also probably
Yeah.
why that server has no player base anymore because everyone got fucking banned. That's honestly probably why.
Honestly, yeah. It's just like, I don't know. Isla Nublar. So one thing that is kind of cool about Isla Nublar is it's like there's no like body down per se. It's like body tether they call it. It's like basically like if one team fights another team, whoever's the last team standing wins.
Yeah.
And it's like that's cool and all, but it's like I don't know. It's just like you still have to like sit on all of those bodies, every single one of those bodies. You have to sit on. All.
Yeah. Which, isn't good.
Yeah, it's like anytime I have to sit around and be exposed, that's not fun.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem too with like body down on servers too, like where it's like you have to kill the entire pack is like there are gonna be bodies despawning and there's gonna be other ones that take like 20 more minutes than the other ones to despawn just because it's gonna take that much longer to kill them all. So you're
And
gonna be
because it
there,
takes
you're gonna be at the scene of the fight longer than you would be if it was just like a normal body down.
and
But
because it takes so long for those bodies to despawn, like people can just like ask for grows, and then you can just go over there and just like revenge kill you.
literally, and that's actually happened to us, except they didn't kill us because they're fucking garbage and we killed them instead. But
Yeah,
like I mean,
fucking losers.
yeah, like
It's just
it's
I don't know. I feel like Isla Nublar has like the most toxic players for some reason.
they
Like
really are. They're all like
like they're
super.
they're like they're kind of competent at fighting on there, but they're like I don't know, they're like Dark Souls players, bro. They're just like they're so like sweaty on there. Like hunting grounds, like there's some sweats on hunting grounds, but like a lot of them are just kind of just chilling, just having a good time. While like Isla Nublar is just like, no, I have to beat all of them. I will destroy all of them. Our 3 Rex pack will kill everything in sight.
Yeah,
There's another problem. The 3 Rexes, like, dude, really? Like, you don't need 3 Apex carnivores on a team. Stop.
two max, two literally max. And a
Two
Judy, as soon
max.
as soon as that thing becomes a sub, you better send that thing on its fucking way. Because a
Yeah,
sub
honest.
Rex, a sub Apex can like literally kill almost anything still, except other
Subrex is like
Apexes.
garbage. It's like garbagely good. It's so
Yeah,
dumb.
it's retarded. It is so bullshit. Um. All right, so where do you think this should go on this
Nublar.
list?
See, Nublar. At least Nublar isn't. I don't know, man. I think it's with noobs. I think it's like B tier. It's pretty good, but it's just like I don't know.
I'm
There's like
gonna
problems with it.
I'm gonna say like low B because it's bad. It's like Noobs is like actually okay. Like so, here's what we'll say: All official is good. Hunting grounds is decent. Noobs is like baseline of
Average,
okay. It's like average okay, and then
the
anything
most
below that.
average
So like
thing.
I say it's B tier like with Noobs, but it's not as good as Noobs. So I'm gonna put it below it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say Isla Nublar. Yeah. All right. Next on the list we got the Bile. And like I said earlier, this might be like the one server that is like it's not on par with Hunting Grounds, but it could be A tier. I feel like
Yeah, it's like we didn't play on it a lot, but that's because like it just died for no reason.
Overnight, it went from like 200 out of 200 to 3 out of 200, and it never went back up for some reason.
We still don't know what happened. Like I like checked their Discord and like I didn't see anything. I was like, what happened?
Nobody like, and also like I can't even find the server on the server list anymore. It's just gone, and it's probably because we're
Yeah,
hiding empty, and they just don't show up anymore. Like I don't know what might have happened to piss everyone off, like that they all just left. But whatever it was, I'm glad we weren't there for it. I guess.
I guess the I don't know. Maybe one of the admins was they wanted some cheese pizza. I don't know.
Yeah, he was the only cuckold of the bunch, and so that was the one that ruined everything.
Yep. But from what we experienced on the Bile, we had a good time.
We did.
Like they had like body down rules and stuff. But I don't know, it felt like the Bile just didn't it like had the same hunting grounds rules. Like it was like very lenient kinda.
It was like
It
hunting
wasn't
grounds, but like it may have been like a little bit more stricter. I feel like just a
yeah, it was
tad.
like hunting grounds. It was like hunting grounds, but there was a body down rule. That was like
Yeah,
it. But the Bile had all turn.
yeah, and that like already makes it better than half the servers, honestly.
Yes, easily. I remember people on the bio were like genuinely nice to us a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like we were like growing as berries. Like there was just a random aloe just kind of chilling with us,
Dude.
helping us out.
Okay, so yeah, here's what happened. So, we like don't really buy dinosaurs unless it's points and we have in the server. And even then, I'm not in most servers. I only join the servers and if I want to shit talk the admins because they banned me from their server. And that's why I'm banned from IOFT and I'm permabanned from its like entire like Isle server. But when it comes to like the bio isle, we were nested as like baryonyx, and we were like, okay. And Barry is like one of my favorite dinosaurs just because it's hilarious. It's like a meme.
Such a
It's like
meme.
it's like not that strong, but it's fast, and it's got the super fast crouch, which is like my favorite thing ever. It's also why Serrato's amazing because it's got the fast crouch, so you can like meme on people. Like when you kill them,
Yeah,
like right as you kill somebody who's bigger than you, and they're like on the ground and they're like fucking all mad, sweating, like punching their keyboard, they just see you crouching up and down, teabagging them, and that's like the best feeling.
yeah, it's
That's
so
like the best
funny.
feeling ever. And so, but we were baryonyx, and we were just sitting there, and our like mom or whatever, like our the person who nested us, like left. She had to get off for the night or whatever. She had work, and we didn't even know who she was. She was like a random who just nested us, and we were like, all right, whatever, that's all right. That's perfectly fine. Have a good night. And so we were just sitting there, and there wasn't very much food in the nest, and we are like, okay, well, hopefully this will like last until we're like able to actually fight. And
Yeah,
we ran out of food. And we were sitting there starving to death, and some owl walked up, and then he was like, "Are you guys out of food?" And then we were like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Damn, that sucks." And then he walked away. And then a few minutes later, he came back and then put food in our nest, and then like and just let us eat there. And then anytime a Utah raptor or something showed up to like come kill us, he would kill them, and it was amazing. Like he was
oh
the
yeah,
only fucking god that we've ever met that like actually like helped us out, even though we were a completely different species. And as soon as we full grow, he just left. It was kind of
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. The bio we had a good time on. It
Yeah,
was like one of the few servers that like an admin actually helped me with like a rule break and shit.
yeah.
So
All right,
a big fan of the bio.
I say that's an A tier for me.
Yeah, like lower than hunting grounds, but like pretty good
I
server.
hope it
Like
comes back.
we miss you. We miss you, the bio. Like
I,
what happened?
I hope you come back. All
Please come
right.
back.
Next is Isle Nation.
Isle Nation sucks. Like
It does suck.
this is like the first server I played on. I thought this was like official, like dead ass, like because it was the only populated server I could find.
Yeah.
Isle Nation, man, Isle
Awful.
Nation's just like it's just not fun. Like the admins don't know how to take a joke ever. Like you literally say nothing, like nothing mean at all, and they're like, "You watch your language, Mister. You better stop that."
I remember I
Like,
like I remember one time I was like uh, it was like some admin was like bitching at some guy because like he like put like capital GG in chat and like he said, "Dude, no caps. You can't spam caps." And he was like, I just put, and then I like stood up for the guy. I was like, dude, he literally just put GG. Can you like chill out? And he's like, what did you just say to me? I'm like, you guys like shouldn't really be treating your player base like this bad, or else you guys are gonna end up dying. And then he was like, is that admin disrespect I see? If I see that one more time, you're getting permabanned. And I'm like, huh?
it's like you're
Huh?
like this little acro like nesting.
Yeah, I was like, huh? Excuse me? Like, what? We were
Like
aggros,
you
yeah.
didn't. You're like literally giving him like constructive criticism on like shit, and he's just like, "No, fuck you. I know how to do my job."
Yeah, and so then as a joke, we started putting capitals in chat, like in words, just to fuck with him. And he said, like, dude, I said finally, I was like, dude, why are capitals not allowed in like almost any server? Like, they don't flood the chat. He was like, yes, they
They
do.
really don't.
And I was like, dude, all right, here's the thing. You can flood a chat with you can flood a chat
Lowercase
with
letter.
lowercase more than you can with uppercase. He was like, no, you can't. And so like here's the thing, right? You may not have known. If you like, let me open up Notepad really fast. If you let's say you spam GG like this, okay? After like 30 characters or so, the chat cuts it off. But if you put like a bunch of lowercase letters like this, let's say you do this, right? And then you copy paste this and then you put a space and do it again, and you just keep on doing it like this. You just keep going like this. There's no cap and you can continuously flood the chat for as long as you want. And I was like, dude, I was like, you want me to prove it to you that I can spam the chat without using caps? He said, sure. And I just did that and he permabanned me. So I was like, whatever, bro. Fuck your server. Your server's shit. Like, that's how I got
Yeah,
permabanned just because I was like, okay, well, it's time to prove him wrong. And I did. I did prove him wrong. And everybody was like laughing in chat at how big of a dumbass he was. It was kind of great,
yeah.
honestly.
Honestly, Isle Nation is just like the only cool thing about Isle Nation is that you could actually earn points
Yeah. That's how
without
I got
like
my
paying
acro.
for it. Yep.
Yep.
That was the only good thing, but like they like I don't know, like they would like they're like, oh, injections are down, and like they like even like the like players on there were just like really like annoying. Like I remember the one time we're like, why have like injections been down for like 2 weeks, and like like people in like chat were just like, dude, stop dogging on the admins, just leave them alone. We're like, dude, we're just asking a question, calm down, dude. Like we just want to know where the injection server.
Yeah, we were just like, yeah, because like that's what they called it. Like they were called it injections. Like it was some cheat engine bullshit. But they were like, yeah, they called it injections. And like we were like waiting to like become something else. We wanted to be probably like a berry or something. I'm assuming. And like
Yeah,
he like they were like, dude, nah, dude, why? He's like, well, just because they're down right now. He was like, because the admins don't really want to do it right now. And I'm like, you're telling me the admins haven't been wanting to like do injections for 2 fucking weeks? I'm like, why are they your admins? I'm like, why are
like
they your
you guys,
admins? Like literally 99% of any admin's job on the entire like game is teleports if they allow it, which I don't know why they wouldn't. It's teleports and grows. That's literally the only reason they're there because half the time they don't do shit about fucking rule breaks. Like they're
yeah,
like that's literally all they do. And if they're
too
taking
much
away
work.
the ability to teleport and the ability to grow like with points and or money without also with also them not even like caring about rule breaks, that is just awful. Like they are awful. Like they're still not they still don't compare to IOFT, but they are definitely below New Beginnings and Iceland Icta.
Yeah, yeah. Isle Nation's just like their admins like and you know you said it yourself. Like if you don't change things up, like your server's gonna die. And what do you know? Isle Nation's dead.
Yeah,
No one
literally.
plays on it. No one plays it.
I remember one thing
I
we
wonder
did
how that
too,
happened.
just to fuck with them was some guy was telling me what to do in chat and he had like a little I'll show you. He had like a little one of these in front of his name, right? He had like this in front of his name because I guess he was a trial admin. So his name wasn't yellow. And so we got bored and we were like, okay, we're gonna put that in front of our name. And we started doing that just to fuck. We weren't even like enforcing any rules. We just did it just to actually piss them off. And they were like, bro, you can't do that. We're like, bro, it's our clan tag just to see what they would do. And like, oh yeah, what does it stand for? And like we actually came up with a bullshit response and they still got mad at us. It was like, what did it stand for? Like I'm trying to remember. Like I'm sure it's
Dude,
somewhere in our
there's
chat.
no way I'll remember. There's no way I'll remember. It was
Alright,
so dumb.
you got any more like things you want to go over? I want to see if I can actually find it. Cause that would be awesome if I could. Like you got
Um,
anything?
for Isle Nation, no. Like the like ping was always bad on there. Like body down, just like everyone on there like was bad at the game for some reason.
Yeah.
Admin sucked. I did not like that server.
Yeah, it's just like it's just so bad. Hang on, let me see if I can like maybe find this. But it's just so sad that that's what happened to the server. Like I can't find it,
Yep.
but like that they just ruined it that hard. So I'm gonna like actually I'm not gonna lie. I want to put it like below New Beginnings. It's not a D tier still, because that's where IOFT is, and so they're not that bad. I'm gonna put it on the line, like right there, like
Yeah,
right there,
Isle
like
Nations sucks.
bordering D tier, because it's just that bad. But it's not. It's still doesn't compare to IOFT.
You had to like pay for teleports. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was so bullshit. You had to pay points for it.
Fuck off.
It's like why? Like,
Like, dude, just teleport people. It's not hard. Even New Beginnings does it.
all right, last and definitely not least, and probably the last contender for like maybe an A tier is Asura, like the Anarchy server.
Yeah,
Asura is a great server, even though the player base isn't always that popping off. It's usually like about like maybe halfway full, like maybe a little under. And we actually
yeah.
played on it last night just to make sure that the points we were gonna make are actually like relevant. And there's one reason why it's already better than half the servers on here, and it's because first of all, anarchy, no fucking rules. The only rule that should exist, but obviously it's an anarchy, so it makes sense why it doesn't, is a is like a mixed packing rule. But even then, you can't get mad at them for it because their whole point of Asura is to be an anarchy. So like you can't really get
Yep.
mad at them for it. But what we did was we spawned in. We were both fresh spawn, and we were like Diablo Ceratopses, and we
No, we were
found
Maya. We were Maya.
we were Maya. You're right. We were Mayas. We were Mayas, and we found a like a maybe like a juvie rex that had been growing for maybe 30 to 45 minutes. Like it was like a big juvie rex kind of. And we just walked up to it and just fucking kicked its little ass.
Yep.
It felt so good, dude. Like just
And
having
and nothing happened to
he
us.
didn't even
Like
bitch in chat because he knew that like that's what he signed up for when playing on the server.
that's why this is why Asura's fun. It doesn't like yeah, sure there's mix packing, but there's mix packing for everything. Everything can mix pack with each other. Like if you don't like it, just get off that server. Like that's
Yeah.
just kind of how it is. It that's why I like Asura. It's just like if you want that, if you want zero rules, it's there for you. Like there's a Asura server open for you.
Just play on it.
Yep.
Play on it. Like that server gets like that server doesn't get like enough respect, I feel like. That server's like actually good. Like
Yeah, it's actually fun.
yeah, so we haven't do you would you say this is like on par with Hunting Grounds?
I think it's like I think in the middle between like the Bio Isle and Hunting Grounds.
Okay, so we're gonna put it like right here then. All right.
Yeah.
So Asura, and that's the last one. There's obviously gonna be servers we missed, but like these are just the
Because
ones that
like
we have the most experience on, kind of.
yeah, exactly.
Like and also I don't have any experience on Iceland Nycta. The only reason we brought that up is because of the shitty herbivore, like the herbivore rule and like the fearless. That's the only reason why that's on here.
Yeah, it's so
That's
stupid.
the only reason it's on here. But yeah, so I'd say we did pretty good doing this, right? Like I mean, I hope we
If
piss
anyone
off.
disagrees, if anyone disagrees with this, you're wrong. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
Like, yeah,
Sorry, it's
100%.
okay to be wrong, but yeah.
Our opinion solidifies. Like, we own the Isle. By the way, just letting you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't wait. Like, I hope like this gets enough traction just so we can see all these like little like admin dick riders like mad in like mad in the comments. That'd be great.
Yeah, honestly.
I hope that's what happens. Like, that'd be so fucking awesome. All right, well that's a wrap, dude. That's a fuck.